Howdy, folks, and welcome to another day in the Milky Way. My dog decides to talk to all of us in the background. He does this every single time. Well, welcome to the crazy days we live in. Tonight we got a great show for you. Are you going to do all the talking, or is it? You just can never have anything go right. Okay. There we go. Ah, there we go. Okay, everybody. Sorry about that. The gremlins have gotten in here and things were going badly, but I think I have them fixed now. It was the trolls. I want to say it was the trolls. You know, it just decided that it didn't want to work. Nothing wanted to work. Everything went to crap. And yeah, just decided not to work tonight. Now the green screen does not want to work, but it's just one of those things. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for coming. I don't know what the heck was going on there. Oh my gosh. It's one of those nights where everything just decides to shut down on you in the middle of everything and not work at all. So much for going live. You know, usually I tape a few things ahead of time, but I'm off tomorrow, and thought I'd do a live with y'all. I think I pinned a comment up there with the link if you want to join me tonight. So hello everyone. Thank you, Elderberry. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I have information they don't want you to know. Because tonight we're going to do a little bit of about that. Oh. Let's see if this I'm trying something new. Hey, and there we're back up and running like we're supposed to be. Whew! Wasn't that the way it's plot twist, right? And yeah, plot twist. Yes, we're doing information that the algorithms do not want to put out there. That was one of those things I wanted to ask you all. I don't have my face on. Don't worry if you don't have a face on it, you don't need to have a face. Oh, hey Elderberry and Lucky Stone is in the house. Thank you all for coming. Michelle Can, I'm free, my love girl. Much love to you. Thank you all for bearing with me. The gremlins are out there tonight. That's for sure. I hope you can all hear me in good sound. I got this new microphone over here. I don't know if that's the one that's working, but I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. It says Sound Blaster microphone. It's probably not the right one. We're going to go with this one. How about this one? That one. Can you hear me on this one? Yes. Okay. There we go. Like I said, the gremlins are after me tonight, and yes, no sound. Can you hear me now? We good? We got audio? There you go. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for bearing with me. This has been crazy. I couldn't believe that. I sat down, everything is working, and then the whole thing shuts off on me. Yeah, everything shut down. Everything. I had to reboot everything, just like that. Of course, I'm really good at rebooting now. So, um, but anyhow, so tonight we're going to talk about a little bit about this exiting the cave. Have you ever heard this book? It's it's a bit from Plato. I guess Plato had a book about that we all live in a cave and that we make the best of the cave as we can. Now, the idea is that we're living in this cave and we all get along in this cave and that we enjoy being in the cave. And we invent in the cave and we just make the best of what it is in the cave. But the question is you always want to be in the cave? We just didn't we just uh, how should you put it? We exist in the cave, and therefore we make it so, and we make it okay. But is that enough? You always want to live in the cave? Is living in the cave acceptable to you? Don't you ever want to escape? The escaping the cave. How do you escape the cave? Or do you just kind of live in the cave, die in the cave, resurrect in the cave, and then do it all over again? Yeah. Witchy Moon, you're right. Zap. Gremlins. And thanks. Thanks, Nina. Thumbs up. You can hear me. Um, Crystal Shaman, thank you for coming. Elderberry, Witchy Moon. Beach Baby. Yes, Beach Baby. No sound. We got the sound fixed. Life is good. If you want to join me, there's a pinned comment up above with a link to the StreamYard. I think everything's working good now. If you want to come on and join me. But, it's been a long week for me working. Tuesday night was Crazy Town night. I was going to do that show with David Null. And I want to throw a big shout out to him for carrying on the show with the Native American myths and legends. I was going to do a story about wampum, but we'll have to wait till next week for that. Ooh, look at that. It was glitching right on me now. Look at that. Anyway, it's like almost having a storm, Okay, yeah, long week, long day. Yeah, I got up Tuesday, was it Wednesday? I got up Monday morning at 5 o'clock, and I didn't get home until 11 o'clock Wednesday morning. I got home at 11 o'clock Wednesday morning. So that was the longest day ever. Yeah, very long day. So I'm sitting here enjoying myself, got the little Anakarana hat on. If you don't know anything about Anakarana, you go over to Nina the Mystic's channel and check it out. She's got a lot of Anakarana stuff over there. Shirts, things like that, sweatshirts. I bought a bunch of them. Really like them. Bought this little thing when they had them. It's a little tumbler deal that you can put something to drink in there. And you got these cool hats. I don't know if they sell the hats anymore, but I love wearing the hat. The hat is the thing. And one of these days, I'm going to get me some more Milky Bagel Messenger shirts or Milky Way shirts so we can all enjoy those too. But for now, yes, I've been up since 4 a.m. this morning. Yeah, well, I've been up since 5. Had a hard day at work, working in the oil field where it's cold all day. No hat, but lots of Anakarana merch. Yes, go over there and check it out. We push a lot of Nina's stuff because she has good things. A lot of nice shirts and things like that, especially with the Anacorona logo. Um, yeah, and it's nice because if somebody asks you what it's about, it gives you a good conversation topic. That's what I would say. A great starter topic to talk about. People will ask, "What is that?" And it's a good luck symbol. It's a bunch of other things too, but it has a lot of properties. I got them all named off somewhere, but Nina's got a whole show somewhere on her YouTube channel that you can listen to. She's got a write up about it. I printed it off one day. I don't know where it is at the moment, but it tells you all about the Anacorona symbol, and just looking at it and staring at it can change your day. Now, in the future, we're going to do some stuff about magic on our show too. You haven't noticed, we've been talking a lot about magic, candles. We're following in the footsteps of Wayne Steiger, who's talking about the magic and candles too. So as he does his shows, I kind of been piggybacking on it to explain some of the things that kind of intrigued me along the way too. Um, Especially like the candles. If you haven't seen the candle show I did a couple of days ago, it's well worth checking out. Um, Candle magic is really important. So it you can do so much with a candle. The smoke from incense. Seems like every religion out there, every thing is used with smoke. It seems that your intentions float on the smoke to the other worlds, the other realms. So having smoke, sandalwood, smudging, clearing your room, things like that is a very important thing. Having symbols up, letting it soak into your eyes. Your eyes are the window to the soul, and it's well worth trying to get that in. The Anacorona is an ancient healing meditation symbol that has been used in Tibet, China for thousands of years. It's a powerful symbol that simply by having it in your presence, yes, just having it in your presence is great. Okay, so anyway, yeah, Nina posts the whole thing under every description. So check that out. As you can tell, I'm kind of tired tonight, and a little scruffy. I could use a shave, but I'm doing my best. It's been a long week, and coming on uh, really energizes me. So anyway, thank you all for coming tonight. As I bear with me, we're going to talk a little bit about this book. And this book has been really intriguing. It's been really hard for me to read, and because I don't know. Okay, first off, I want to tell you a few things that have been going on in my life, and what has been going on is a transformation. As I've been reading and studying and meditating on things have been happening in my brain or my head or whatever it is. And I don't know if it's I'm reaching out or I'm learning more or becoming one with the universe, one or the other people. I'm not sure. As the other night, as I was in lucid dreaming, I had a voice speak to me. Now, it was incoherent, but I'm sure it was talking to me. I could hear it as plain as day. I could hear this voice. And I remember the words that Lucky Stone had told me. And he said, listen. And I listened to that voice the best I could. And it spoke to me twice, or it said something. And I knew something was in the room. And I said hello back. I mean, it was that loud. It sounded like somebody was talking to me. There's nobody here. I have a small house. No other rooms. I didn't see anything, but I know there was a voice here. I know there was a presence, and that voice spoke to me. And so, anyway, with that, it's just a weird thing. I mean, I feel like there's things happening, like I'm seeing things out of the corners of my eyes, and I blamed it for a few days. I blamed it on because I was tired, but I think it's something more than that. And it's really hard to put into words. I feel like I'm being transformed from the inside out. Um, yeah, it feels different. I feel different. I feel like my third eye is opening. I feel like I'm kind of being transformed. I feel different. I don't know, but I'm waiting for the voice to speak to me again, and I'm ready to listen. And I'll let y'all know if it comes around again and I hear it and I have a conversation with it. Now, I don't know if I was supposed to speak back in my own voice or if I was supposed to just speak back in my head. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to do in those instances. But I know there was that voice and it was calling out to me. It was definitely calling out. It didn't freak me out either. I mean, I wasn't scared. I was just surprised. Put it that way. I was surprised. I was lucid dreaming at the time. I've been really practicing on the lucid dreaming, the in between of being awake and asleep all at the same time. And it's I'm you're kind of in between. Well, I shouldn't say this is the only time I heard a voice, because a while back I was lucid dreaming, or I was dreaming, and I could hear horses. And I fell asleep in my truck, and I could hear horses, but yet I wasn't awake. I was awake, but I couldn't move. I was paralyzed, and I could hear the horses whinnying like they were right next to me. Yet I couldn't move. I was, and I tried really hard when I heard those horses whinny to open my eyes, and I just couldn't. And eventually I did, but it seemed like it took forever. Now, I don't know if any of you had experiences like that, but that was my experience with that. When I heard the voice, I didn't recognize the voice. It wasn't my voice. It was a different voice. It wasn't anybody I recognized either. But I definitely knew it was talking to me. And I spoke back, and I didn't have a hard time speaking back. I spoke back right away. At first, I didn't know what to do, and then I'm going to speak back. And I spoke back, and I said hello, not in an angry voice, just in a normal voice. Hello? Who's here? Just kind of like that. Maybe somebody is trying to connect with me. I don't know who. It didn't sound like an old voice, put it that way. It sounded like a younger or middle-aged voice. Put it that way. Yeah, a younger or middle-aged voice. So, with that, let's get into this cave thing, which has been really interesting. And it talks about in this cave. It's from Plato's cave, and he's caught in a trap. I'm caught in a trap and I can't walk out. He says, we can say that we are not born into the world, but born into something that is transformed into a world. And this book has been really hard for me to read. Not because the words are hard, but because every time I start to read it, my eyes get blurry. It really does, and I start to get really tired. Not that I want to get tired, but I try to stay awake and read as much as I can. But only when I read this book do my eyes get blurry and I can't see the words. I mean, really, it's kind of strange, but bear with me. He talks about one of the most ancient stories modern spiritual students are aware of is that of Plato's cave, found in the book Republic. It is a discussion between Plato's teacher, Socrates, and Plato's brother, Glaucon. In the discussion, Socrates describes reality using the metaphor of a cave, and so many spiritual seekers fail to recognize is that this allegory is only half explanation of anything, and is actually more important to examine all that Plato excludes rather than what he includes. This metaphor is held in such high reverence while presenting so little is telling it in itself. Was there an original longer version? As I suspect, that in time has been edited down by the powers that be to what we have now. As I will explain, this is a story about a cave, not about exiting the cave, which can make it seem like one story, freedom, but it is really another, the continuing bondage. Now, I don't know, has any of you read The Republic by Plato? And he says here, he begins the conversation. I guess it's like a conversation they're having. And begins with Socrates asking Glaucon to imagine a cave inhabited by prisoners chained and held in place since childhood. Not only are they chained to their seats, but their heads are held in place in such a way that they can only see the wall directly in front of them. The story has a giant fire behind the prisoners with a walkway in front of them. The story has a giant fire behind the prisoners and a walkway in front of the fire where people and animals pass by to cast shadows on the cave wall. Sounds echoed off the cave walls to make it seem as they are the sounds of shadow objects. When the prisoners see the shadows, they believe that they are actually living creatures. And as this goes, it says the first problem that arises to this account is that no one is asking for fundamental questions. Who are these prisoners? Where do they come from? I think the prisoners are us. Why have they become prisoners? And why have they been sent to this cave and not a prison, a war, camp, or a jail? Certainly an analogy of hinting that the prisoners are us. Not only we must figure out how the children of the analogy become prisoners, but we must ask ourselves clearly, how did we become prisoners? Prisoners of what or where? Another question is missing is, who are the beings in control of this deception? What are they gaining from doing it? Why go through all the trouble of making the ramp, the fire, the shadows, the objects, and the spread of all day working to fool some prisoners while they are expending so much effort? Again, this is not even hinted at. So that's the thing. We're in this cave, and we're trying to exit. That's the point behind the doors there. Allie Berry, good to see you. Yeah. Yes, here, Howdy released a book titled Exiting Plato's Cave about avoiding. Yeah, this is Exiting Plato's Cave. That's right, Beach Baby. Yes, Beach Baby, that's right. Soul Trap. Maybe you could interview him. Yeah, I would love to interview that guy. That would be the bomb. If you know what I mean. Yeah, this is what it's all based on. Exiting the Cave. This is a wonderful read book. If you get a chance to check this book out, yeah, being translated from the Hebrew typically means the netting of the matrix, a trap. Yes. Did you know something about the Matrix the other day? I heard, and the Matrix has got a way more deeper movie than we ever imagined. Neo is is a Neo, the guy that was in the movie, is a his name is something for abbreviation for something that's happening to us right now, and I can't remember what it is. But I just thought, oh my gosh, they are trying to tell us something in that movie way more than we could ever know. I mean, we could diagnose that movie forever. I mean, there is so much stuff in there. Yeah, Neo, N-E, or how you spell his name, is abbreviation for this AI program of some sort. Max G is in the house. Thank you for coming. Yes, much love and favor to you too. Uh, yeah, yeah, it's not really a movie. It's Did you notice a lot of those movies that are like that are put out there like Terminator? Especially the first Terminator, Starlink, things like that. You know, they hinted about that, 20 or 30 years ago, and those are real companies that exist today. Is that not telling you stuff? The military is really making AI robots. Russia just said something a few months or a year ago or whatever, maybe it was even sooner than that, but it was talking about Russia saying, hey, the first guy or the first country to get to AI supremacy will rule the world. Now, who's that gonna be? Is that gonna be the U.S. or is that gonna be Russia? Is it gonna be China? Is it gonna be another country? Are they gonna dominate the world with AI? It's a real good question. Who will be the first to take over with AI in control? And what would AI do? Would AI be the Terminator and decide that, hey, humans really aren't that great? They're going to ruin the world. Or, something like that. So, anyway, this book has been really interesting to me so far. It gets on here and it talks about, the creation of the cave and why are we in this creation? We put ourselves in here and we're prisoners of our own making. If you're in a prison and you keep on expanding the walls and expanding and expanding and expanding to the point where you don't even know that you're in a prison, are you really how do you know that you're in a prison then? We're prisoners on earth and we just don't know it? Could that be? Is that what it's all boils down to? Ooh, I'm having glitches, people. Tonight's a night of glitches. I don't know why, but it's a night of glitches. But that's the whole thing. Once you get to a point where your prison walls are beyond your reach, then it doesn't seem like a prison, but it's still a prison. And can we exit it? Is it possible to get out of the prison? Or do we convince ourselves that this life is such a prison that we want to stay in the prison? Don't they They call that the what is it called, where you become a prisoner of your own making, where people have been abducted, or kidnapped, and pretty soon they bond with their kidnappers to the point where they belong in their group. Then, I mean, that's I forget what that's actually called, but it's something that realm. Um, and is there a smart way we can get out? We gotta learn to activate ourselves. Yes, activating ourselves. The key is us, and we have to wake up. We Stockholm syndrome. Yes, that's what it's called. Thank you, Nina. Stockholm syndrome. Can you? Yes, thank you, Lucky. Thank you, Beach Baby. Stockholm syndrome, and I think we all got that. We live in this world, we exist in this world, and sometimes we forget that there's more to this world than we really know. And I was going to title this show before I started with the Doors thing. I was going to title this show that we're supermen. We're superhumans. We just don't know it. And then at some point in time, we were super and we knew it. And then the problem is that somebody came along and said, hey, these guys remember too much. They're too powerful. They have superhuman powers, and we can't be having that. Because just like, what is it? Spider-Man says, hey, with great power comes great responsibility. And I think that the human race is too childish in some ways to accept that responsibility. Now, I know if Halle Berry had that responsibility, she would be all right. And I know that if Nina the Mystic had that power, she would be all right. Lucky Stone, he would carry that power and accept the responsibility, absolutely. But others out there, I'm not so sure would. There's people who are very careless, and it's not you guys, it's your neighbors. It's the other people out there that won't accept that responsibility, that would use it unwisely, that would say, I have great power. And unlike Superman, who wouldn't take over the world, become a god, and I'm just going by the movies here. That way you can all relate. He could have been a god, and he could have ruled the world, and he could have, made man bow at his feet. But he didn't. He left mankind working, and he just left them do their thing, and he tried to take care of mankind by protecting them to an extent, anyway. Mainly from themselves. Superman didn't do and that's what he did. He's trying to protect man from himself. I think if every man had Superman's power, that we would abuse it. I mean, when you're really powerful, you tend, boss. Think of the boss at work. The boss at work, he has all the power in his hand to do whatever he wants, but he has to control that. And there's some bosses that are very good at controlling that, and you come home and you say, yeah, I got a really great boss, he does good things. But other ones come home and said the boss, is cracking the whip, and the boss is he's a tyrant. He fired 3 guys, and he writes everybody up, and he's telling me what to do, and he's micromanaging me. Oh, I hate it. life isn't good and your life is terrible. But on the other hand, he could be a very nice and calm boss. And but you can't give the power to everybody. It would be like giving everybody $1 million. You give everybody $1 million, all the prices of everything would go way up. If you had a few dollars, then people would value that little bit of money that they did get. But the problem is everybody has a lot of money, and then there's just so much of it out there, they don't know where to stop, and that's the problem. There's us poor people, and then there's the super uber rich who wouldn't care if they spent $1 million a day. It just bounces and rolls off their back. They drive around in big yachts and big cars, and look at these Bezos and guys and the Musk guys and stuff, and they tend to they lose $1 billion or $2 billion in a day because their stock dropped or something, and they don't go run around screaming and yelling. It just rolls off their back, and they go on about their lives. They keep buying stuff. They don't say, well, I'm going to have to buy the cheaper can of macaroni and cheese tonight, feed my family. No, they don't. They still have cooks and waitresses waiting on them. They still have friends, and they still have that yacht. They still have their big fancy cars, pay their bills, things like that. And then we the peon people struggle. I see Courtney's in the house. Thank you, Courtney, for coming, joining the discussion with all of us. Yeah. So it's a good thing. It's one of those things, but yet we're still trapped in that cave. Yes, Courtney, we're talking about this book tonight, Exiting the Cave. Like you see, I haven't gotten read all the way through it. I'm about a third of the way through. Hey, Max Vision is in the house. Thank you for coming. Yes. If anybody wants to join me, there's a link in the pinned comment above. You can join me. I'm going to be on for about 15 more minutes. But anyhow, anyway, we're trapped in this cave. That's what it's all about. We're going to do another show on this book too. I just wanted to tell you about that voice I was hearing talking in my head the other day, and I just think it was so interesting. So enough of that voice in my head. And if you missed the discussion about the voice in my head, you'll have to rewatch because I'm not going to go over it again. But it wasn't in my head; it was out and about. But anyhow, the point is that we're living in this cave, and we're so accepting of it, we become Stockholm syndrome in the cave, and now we're trapped here. Now the question is, do we want to get out? I don't know how many people I've seen in chat who says, I don't want to come back. Do you want to come back to this world? Do you want to do this over again? Do you really? I know the world is beautiful out there, but in its own way. But do you really belong here? Is this your world? Or is this just a temporary world? Are we in that prison? Was Ariel the alien from that book, was she right saying that, this is the prison planet? And if it was, would we know it? Is there a way to escape? Has anybody escaped? If we were shown, here, put it this way. If we were shown the door, how to escape, would we walk out? Would you go to the door and leave? Or would you just look at the door and say, well, that's a door. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Would you know better? would you realize that the exit is right there and be too ignorant to walk out the door? That's the bigger question. Because I think they made this matrix that we're in escapable. I think it's here. Then, yeah, you could see, the thing is it's like anything else. It's right in front of your face, but you got to see the signs to escape. You got to know the pattern. I mean, if you don't know anything, you're just going to keep right on going. It's like reading a map. I know where I want to go. Say I want to go visit Max Vision. Now, who wouldn't want to do that? But Max Vision lives in Canada, and I want to go to Canada. And I know Canada is north of here. So I get in my car and I go north. But is that going to get me to Max's house? No, it's not. Because I have no clue where he is. But I know that he's north of here. And that's it. I need a map. I need direction. I need to do the work to get there. Wow. Courtney, look at that. She says, hey guys, sorry, husband wanted to show me his new router bit set he ordered with his gift card. Now, what a wife that is. That would be interested in his router bit set. That is so cool. Oh, honey, show me that router. Yes. Oh, Lucky says, oh, shoot, I can highlight some of these, There we go. Earth is heaven and hell, depending on how you decide. We are our own warden. Yes, that is so true. We are all our own prison guards. That is absolutely true. We are just prisoners here by our own device. It's hideous. That is so true. Now take that for instance, and we're prisoners here. We're our own guards because we judge ourselves. There's nobody judging us but us. And then we could probably get out. We could probably just say, it's time for me to leave and go. But we don't. Why? Because we fear it? I think that's what keeps us from doing a lot of things is some fear. I think we got to work on the fear. Witchy Moon says, I don't know, Robert. I love this awful and it's a beautiful place. I think I would come back. Yeah. It's a beautiful place. So here's the thing. I think if you want to come, you should. But if you want to leave, you should be able to leave too. I think that, yeah, Allie, this earth is a school. It's a school. You can't exit the cave. You can't get out without doing the work. That's the whole point of it. If you're here, and they make the trap the prison, but you have to work at it to get out. You have to learn and study and because the point of keeping a person in prison, what's the point of keeping a person in prison? Anybody know? Anybody got an idea? Why would you keep a person in prison? There you go. That's our first question. Why do you keep somebody in prison? What's the point of it? And Allie scores another one. Time is illusion. It's a funny thing. Maybe the fabric of time is just really like fabric. Totally bendable, breathable, and malleable. Yes, absolutely. And that's okay. So So you're right. It has to be. Think of all those people who predict things. If time wasn't a fabric, and time wasn't malleable, and time was linear, how could you see it? How could one person predict the future of anything? How could you, for all you people who read astrology, how could you see anything into the future if it wasn't uh, bendable in any way, shape, or form? Nina, you're really into the cards and source frequencies out there, and if if that is out there and you can get these words, somebody already see the future in one shape or another. Now we can change it because there's a million different ways to get to that point. But then the question is uh, is it's kind of set in motion. It's already there. It's kind of already happened in one way, shape, or form. So then it's our so that's why these people who see future events, uh, they can see that because it's already there. The ripples are already set in time. So every time you take a step now, the time it's rippling into the future. It's just like I shut the door to of the house. I'm going to go to work. Well, that ripples into the future of time. That's that's already out there. And as I get to go to work, then there is no time. Oh, this is a good one. Good one, Nina. There's no time. It all happened already. Hence why we have dreams of future events. Yes, exactly. Because the time is already happening. It's already happened. It's the past is already done, and the future is already done. We're in the streamline of it. It's the fabric. That's why we can. They say you could go forward in time and backward in time. I have the most wonderful people in my chat rooms. I tell you, thank you for coming. We're all time travelers. Yes, I think we're all time travelers. Absolutely. Oh, this is a good one. Thank you, Halle Berry. You are rocking it tonight. The last Pluto Saturn conjunction was 2020. The next one is 2053. I wonder how the world would change between then and now. Well, do you think you'll still be around in 2053? Will you make the hyper jump all the way till then? That is a good question. Uh, we're creating every moment because an effect with thoughts and words. I don't believe anything is set in stone. Yes, I think certain events though are set in stone, and the rest kind of are malleable around it. I think there's certain core events in the world that cannot be changed, and everything else is like they're like corner posts. You know what I mean? Like you're building a house, you need those solid corner posts. You need those beams set in cement. But anything else in the house is bendable. You hit the wall, you can move the wall in and out here and there, but those corner posts have to be straight. They have to be level. They have to be sturdy. But the wall could be crooked inside the house. Nobody cares, if the wall is crooked. But the corner posts have to be in the right spots to make the house the house. Otherwise, the house will cave down around itself. If so, then the outcomes of the future have already happened. What's the end of what's the end game? That's a good one. What is the end game? Well, The end game. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Allie. I wanted to say something about that too. What is? Well, first let's talk about the end game. Now I'm going to wrap this up here in a little second or two, or in a couple minutes. But anyway, the end game. Maybe there is no end game. It just goes on and on and on and on forever, infinity, until you exit. That's the point. It. You need to wake up, do the work. Courtney, you are so important to this whole thing because you're waking people up to do the work. That's the point. Doing the work to get out of the cave, get out of the matrix, get out of the loop, get out of the infinity, go on with your life somewhere else, do something else, not to be stuck in the prison. Allie Berry, thank you. Yes, everybody go over to Allie's channel and check that out. She's narrating a book from Dolores Cannon, and when I listened to her talk the other day, it inspired me to go look up Dolores Cannon and listen to some of her words. She's on YouTube there talking. I think she died off a while back, but there's a couple for interviews, and she was talking about stuff, so I had to listen to some of that. So thank you, Allie, for turning me on to Dolores Cannon. Very wonderful lady. Very interesting too. So thank you for that. Because that's that's my thing. I like to discover new stuff. But you know, we have to keep learning. See, that's the whole point. If you're just going to be a stagnant person and walk around. Now here's a good one for you. I had a buddy call me tonight, and he was talking to me about this football player guy that died. You probably all heard about the guy. He's 24. Can't remember his name. Big guy, football player guy, died of a heart attack. And right away, all the news guys are saying, "Oh, he died of a heart attack. It's just normal. That happens." Blah blah blah. And I kind of had a laugh because I'm thinking it's happening from something else. And he says, "Yeah, of course, it's pretty obvious that it's happening from something else. You don't have 24-year-old football players that are in super shape just keeling over with a heart attack. Something else happened, and it happened to him. So why did they shut down the game? Was it just because it happened to him, or were they afraid somebody else was going to happen to somebody else too?" Mental travel to me. Allie, maybe you are so right. Because like lately, I've been having more of these weird dreams. I've been doing more lucid dreaming, a lot of astral travel. I think I'm starting to get the hang of that. And like I said, this voice was talking to me. I heard this voice and tried to talk back to it in a nice, calm voice. And if it comes again, I'll let y'all know what's going on. But I think whatever this conjunction is and the energies that are shifting, if you're able to receive those energies or tap into those energies, that's going to allow the door for you or me or anybody who's willing to receive or do those things to maybe get to the other side. So, it's right there, people. It's right there. Let's see. Oh yeah, here you go. He didn't die. He's in critical condition in hospital. I mean, the situation happened. Yes, that's the one. That's the guy. So anyway, with that, they propaganda. Yes, Max. So I'm glad you all joined me tonight. This was really interesting. Go check out Allie Berry at her channel with that Dolores Cannon book. Like I said, that was pretty interesting. Also, go check out Stars in the Morning Light with Courtney and get yourself some rockin' on a Corona sportswear, mainly shirts and hoodies and stuff right now. But over at at her channel, and come back tomorrow night, and hopefully we'll have some guests on. If you want to join me tomorrow, anybody want to join me tomorrow, let me know. Email me, give me a call, whatever. See, I'm old school. I talk on the phone like this. Most people talk on the phone like that now. When you get that phone, they rock it out like this. You ever see them people that talk like that? Back in the day, I keep putting the phone up to my ear. But if you want to join me tomorrow night or whatever, I know Andromeda 7 has a show too, so I'll try to put something together for us. But get your Anachrona merch. Go over to Allie Berry and listen to her talk about do her book reading on Dolores Cannon. Like I said, and if you don't, go over there and look up Dolores Cannon, find out a little bit about her. It's cool to listen to that. With that, I want to say thank you all. Nina, you want to come on tomorrow night? Okay, I will. I'll get ready. Don't forget to put on your face. And we'll talk a little bit about me and Nina are gonna get together. I'm gonna wrap this up soon. Me and Nina are gonna get together. We're gonna talk about spiritual science from Agnos on Sunday night. Our new get together. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Remember Brian Barnett from the original Milky Way Messenger. He did a show with Trina, and they went through this a couple of years back. But Nina had the Agnos on, and Agnos is so cool. I got to get that guy on one of these days. He rocks. He is so super smart. Right on the money. Love his book, Spiritual Science. If you don't have the book, Nina's got the PDF. I got the PDF. Email me. I will email you the PDF, and you can follow along with us on Sunday night. We are going to really hit the road with that. So go sub to all these different channels. We're one big Soul Tribe group. Love y'all, everybody. Okay, catch you tomorrow night, same channel, same time, and we'll see you then. Love y'all, everybody. Remember, go out, do something nice for somebody else, not yourself, somebody else. Pass it forward. Like I said, be the frequency you want to receive. Love y'all, everybody. Peace out, everybody.